Hey there, everyone. Jeff C. here. It is Tuesday, August the 19th, and big news coming across the internet, all over the corporate media, is that James Wright Foley, the journalist who was kidnapped in 2012 in Syria, I believe, has been beheaded by ISIS. And there's a video out, and I watched the video. In fact, I normally don't watch these videos ever. In fact, I've never seen a beheading on video because it's something I don't want to see. But because people were leaving comments saying that it doesn't show the beheading actually, I figured, well, okay, I'll give it a look and see what it says. So this is an image from the beheading here, and this guy James Foley basically says that it's Obama's fault, and that Obama signed his death warrant when they started bombing targets in Iraq, ISIS targets in Iraq. And then he made a plea to his brother saying that, that it was his brother in the Air Force, that their decision to engage ISIS and to kill innocent civilians and stuff like that is the reason why. And all that. So this is Hoax Online here. Most of my listeners know. I'll read a bit about what they've put up here. American bombing had just signed my death certificate. Missing U.S. journalist James Wright Foley goes unflinching to his death as ISIS behead him in a horrific video as a warning to Obama. And these are the points they give. American photojournalist James Wright Foley has been beheaded by ISIS forces. Foley has been missing since Thanksgiving 2012 while working in Syria. ISIS posted the extremely graphic video with a message to America. And the video did open up with Obama giving a speech. Here, Foley speaks to camera before his death and labels the U.S. as killers, as I said before. A masked and robed member of ISIS with a British accent addresses the camera too. Interesting that he had a British accent. He sounded Arabic, but with that type of accent, you have to take those into consideration. After the execution of Foley, the ISIS member says that the missing American journalist Stephen Joel Soltoff will be killed next. And a man identified as Soltoff in the caption on the video is then paraded in front of the camera. So if it's true, I feel really bad for this guy because he just saw another American get beheaded in a very brutal way. Question is it a real beheading? Did they actually behead this guy? They have apparently been beheading all kinds of people, right? This has been ongoing. But the the interesting thing I noticed is that when it starts, and I'll post the link for the video below with a big warning saying don't go there unless if you're under 18, you probably shouldn't watch it. But they don't really show him being beheaded. They show this guy come up and start to move the knife back and forth, and you hear a like a grunt or something. And then then all of a sudden it flashes to the aftermath where the head of Foley is placed on his back, basically, of his headless corpse. So yeah, it looks grisly, but could they have just staged this? Who knows? I think this whole ISIS thing is another Al-Qaeda, right? I think they set this group up in order to create chaos and fear in Iraq in order to have the Americans, reemerge in Iraq and regain their presence there. This is how these things work. So I'll read a little bit more into this. Foley addresses the camera before he dies and labels U.S. government, his real killers, as a man in black robes armed with a gun stands over him. The journalist, who has been missing for almost 2 years, then leaves a haunting message for his brother, John, who is in the U.S. Air Force. I died that day, John, when your colleagues dropped that bomb on these people. They signed my death certificate. Yeah, so ISIS, which has claimed control of most of northern Iraq and parts of Syria, is threatening to kill Time journalist Joel Soltoff next, or Sotloff, sorry, I've been pronouncing it wrong. This is well. Look, they spelt it wrong here. It's not me. Like, what the hell? Was I saying it wrong? They spelt it two different ways. Sotloff and then Soltov here. He's been missing since the middle of 2013. According to his Twitter account, he was in Libya at the time of his disappearance. Foley's family included, whatever, parents, in New Hampshire. And we could talk about the video here. The video opens with a black robe clad figure standing over Foley. The member of the Islamic State claims that Obama's authorization of airstrikes against the terror group places the U.S. upon a slippery slope towards a new war front against Muslims. Quote, any attempt by you, Obama, to deny Muslims liberty and safety under the Islamic Caliphate will result in bloodshed for your people, the ISIS adds. Foley speaks in the video and says, I call on my friends, family, and loved ones to rise up against my real killers, the U.S. government. Very interesting choice of words. And yes, he did say that. I saw that for sure. And it does definitely appear to be that guy. Do I believe 100% that they beheaded him? No, I'm not sure, because they cut away right as they start to do the kind of saw. You don't see any blood either when they do it, but you do hear a grunt, and it looks like it's real. And I don't know why they would use a knife too. I mean, don't they have really, sharp swords and stuff like that? Maybe that's the point, though, to make it more painful. I really don't know. So I guess I wish I wasn't American, photojournalist James writes. Foley's final words to camera before his death. So I'll read what he said, and I'll let you know if there's anything different from what I heard. So these are his final words here. I call upon my friends and family and loved ones to rise up against my real killers, the U.S. government, for what will happen to me is only a result of their complacency and criminality. My message to my beloved parents, save me some dignity and don't accept any unclear possibility, says media, compensation for my death from the same people who effectively hit the last nail in my coffin with a recent aerial campaign in Iraq. I call upon my brother John, who is a member of the U.S. Air Force. Think about what you are doing. Think about the lives you destroy, including those of your own family. I call on you, John. Think about who made the decision to bomb Iraq recently and kill those people, whoever they may have been. Think, John, who did they really kill? Did they think about me, you, or our family when they made that decision? I died that day, John, when your colleagues dropped the bomb on those people. They signed my death certificate. I wish I had more time. I wish I could have had the hope of freedom and see my family once again. But that ship has sailed. I guess all in all, I wish I wasn't American. An interesting choice of words that he had. So that's what he said basically, right? And they show the photos here. And people are going to buy it, of course. What is the bigger purpose of this? Is this so that the Americans can engage themselves even deeper into Iraq, try to regain control of that country, eventually lead into Iran? It's a story that I haven't really been following that much, but I came across this and I thought I should talk about it. So, Hoax Online. I can't say if it's a hoax or not. I didn't see the actual beheading. Not that I would have wanted to subject myself to that type of graphic nature. But nonetheless, the video does not show the beheading. It just shows the beginning. So, very, very suspicious. I wouldn't trust it. And I don't think it'd be a very hard thing for them to pull off. The fact that this guy speaks pretty fluent English with a Arabic English sort of accent is also something to take note of. So if you got more information, please leave it below. I wish you all a wonderful day.